Welcome to Lit Politics. I'm State Senator Alessandra Yuh-Line, representing the 34th District, covering parts of the Bronx and Westchester counties.
And I'm Assemblymember Yuh-Line, representing the 65th District in Manhattan, covering all of Lower Manhattan. Today, we are going to be having a dialogue from both of our houses, the Senate and the Assembly.
That's right, to shine a light and to have an important dialogue
about the process that we know as government.
And most importantly, how it affects you. Hello everyone, and welcome to Lit Politics, where we have been deep diving into every aspect of the scandal currently consuming your Twitter feed and every New York lawmaker's inbox.
Mine's full.
Mine is incredibly full.
We've already outlined how Governor Cuomo's cozy relationships with healthcare executives and lobbyists laid the groundwork for the nursing home scandal that we're currently facing. And last episode, we discussed the governor's disastrous attempts to cover up his mismanagement with half-truths and outright lies.
So now let's bring this conversation up to the current moment by talking more about our community reaction to the news and what consequences might be coming down the road for the governor's administration.
But seriously, we cannot have this conversation without first recognizing the real victims the governor has spent so much time and effort trying to disappear. Over 15,000 senior citizens are dead because of the unchecked spread of COVID-19 in nursing homes across our state. Their families were misled about the scope of the problem and were promised accountability from nursing home management companies, and the governor knew from his own immunity language wasn't going to happen.
We also need to consider the workers affected by Cuomo's inability to live up to the tough, truth-telling image he portrays at press briefings. Because the governor's office couldn't level with New Yorkers, thousands of senior care workers continued working in unsafe environments, unaware of the full scope of danger that they faced every day.
Those workers not only deserve an apology from the governor, they deserve hearings in the legislature that ensure this kind of backroom dealing never again puts their lives in danger like this.
And let's be honest with New Yorkers. Your governor let you down. And it brings me no joy to say that.
As Democrats, as lawmakers, we strive to live up to lofty ideals and values put forward by the simple idea, the simple truth, that all people are deserving of truth and respect and good government.
There were some real opportunities in the midst of this crisis to have honest conversations and to make smart policy that could have lessened so much of the damage that Cuomo instead chose to hide from view. That is unacceptable, and it's a poor example of governing for the people. I wish he would have just given us the numbers. And it's true, Cuomo likely would have taken some political heat for his honesty, but isn't that exactly what his book says leaders must do in times of crisis?
And unlike the current scandal, which now pits good government Democrats against Cuomo's overreach, there was a real opportunity to build bridges with the governor's office in the name of addressing a pressing crisis. That trust is now shattered, not only among lawmakers, but among a growing number of New Yorkers who rightfully expected better from a governor who urged us to hold him to the highest standard of conduct.
The lesson for future governors and for all of us could not be clearer. Just don't lie. The legislature is here to help make New York the best our state can possibly be, to reach its highest potential, and that only works if we get the truth from the executive branch.
Without transparency from the governor, we're fighting a pandemic while blindfolded and handcuffed.
In a way, it is poetic that Cuomo's brash, attack anyone who criticizes you school of politics may ultimately be the thing that leads the legislature to strip him of the unprecedented emergency powers he now enjoys.
It's funny, the governor's excuse, his initial excuse for lying to the assembly was to protect us from the brutal political attacks of the bully Donald Trump. Instead, we're now facing the brutal political attacks of bully Andrew Cuomo. And I've just got to say this out loud, but the legislature
Has had enough.
and that's lit politics.